Okay, I'm going to try and keep this one as short and sweet as possible. And basically what I'm talking about is the Steam Deck and Steam Deck orders. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I made a previous video, this one here, which was called Steam Deck is out, but nobody has one and the scalpers are cashing in again. And on that video, I got some pushback. People were saying, well, I've got mine and all the rest of it. So I started to look into this a bit more in depth. And it was difficult to do because obviously Valve aren't giving out their own figures and they have talked about ramping up supply and all the rest of it. As it says here, Valve is ramping up Steam Deck shipments and the company has been distributing Steam Deck by sending emails to customers who pre-ordered the product last year. Once they confirm their purchase, Valve ships it out. Previously, Valve was only sending confirmation emails once a week. It's now increasing that to twice a week. So they're sending it out to a week, but I don't know what difference that's actually making to orders because in my instance, or in my case, nothing's changed. It still says Q3 2022. Now, the interesting thing for me was, like I say, I had this pushback and people were saying, well, I've got mine and it's all going very well and Steam did the right thing and I'd rather be ordering a Steam Deck than a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox as it stands at the moment. And stuff like this. The problem is that when I actually started looking into how many people actually had received their Steam Deck, there wasn't very many. And I'll show you here. I did a small poll on Twitter. Didn't have very many respondents on Twitter, only 28. But of the 28 you replied, 82.1% of respondents there hadn't received their Steam Deck yet. So that was only a very small sample size, but I also did the same poll on YouTube itself and I got a much bigger response. Now, still very small. It's still a small sample size. And, you know, take this with a pinch of salt or a grain of salt, as you guys over the pond say. But this is it. 217 votes. If you ordered a Steam Deck, have you received yours yet? Yes. 10%. No, 90%. So, according to that poll, if you extrapolated to everybody who'd ordered, and obviously, as I say, you have to be very careful doing that. This is a small sample size. It may be skewed in various ways. This is not particularly scientific, but it does give you a kind of snapshot. Only 10% of people have received their Steam Deck. Now, somebody else did a poll on Reddit. It says I made a straw poll. Now, this was a small sample size as well. And in this, he asks, have you had it? Yes or no? And then if you've ordered it, when did you order it? I think that's how he's laid it out. But basically, if you have a look here, you can see. So these are the people who have received it. These are the people who've not received it. Have you received your Steam Deck email? No. Oh, so this is the email. Have you received it? Yes. And then it says when they actually ordered their Steam Decks, apparently. It's a bit complicated, a bit overly complicated as far as I'm concerned. But it gives you another idea. On this one, getting on for 60% of the people who responded hadn't received their email yet to say they were getting their Steam Deck. So between 60 and 90%, basically, if you look here, I mean, say even it's 30% of people have received their Steam Deck, which is closer to this here. 60? Yeah. So 40% on this one, 10% on this one. Is still not very many people when you consider that we're some considerable time after the pre-orders went live. The pre-orders went live on the 16th of July 2021, if I remember rightly. And if we go into mine, and I ordered within the first couple of hours. I actually was on there trying to order initially when it first went live straight away. But as a lot of people will remember, the site kept crashing and I was getting all sorts of problems telling me I was in the wrong region and all sorts. But I'd ordered within the first 2 hours and it's saying Q3 between July and September. That's going to put me at least a year from when I ordered it. So the question there is that actually better than PlayStation and Xbox? Because there are situations, if you keep your eye if you keep your eye open, you can go and buy a PlayStation. You can go and buy an Xbox. I managed to pick up 2 Xbox Series X's and an Xbox Series S. I've not had too much bother with doing that. And it's just a case of keeping your eyes open. Same with the PlayStation. I managed to pick up a PlayStation. That's harder, but they are available. Steam, on paper, looks to be having a better way of doing it. With, you go in, if you've got a Steam account, you can order it. But the problem is, as I say, as few as, and like I say, I think it's probably slightly more than that, but as few as 10% of people have received their Steam Decks yet. And if you're like me, I ordered within the first 2 hours, and haven't had mine yet and won't have mine for at least a year from the time I ordered it. And if we go back into my video, see if I can find, this person here says, I reserved mine a few days after it was possible because I wanted to get it in Q2. My reservation was for the 512 gig version on July 19th, 2021. It still says the purchase will be possible for Q2 2022 for me, but I'm in the EU, so that may be the reason. So that's another thing as well. This guy ordered after me, and it looks like he's getting it before me, if that's still the case. As I said here, I actually ordered mine within the first couple of hours, which is one reason I'm so surprised to be getting it so late. It seems to keep slipping, while others who ordered later are still in Q2. That has happened to other people as well. I'm not personally. Look, if I get mine in September, I'll be happy. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that, well, there's not that many people actually getting them, and Valve do seem to have some problems with supply, which is not surprising, but it does mean that it's almost a paper launch in reality, because not that many people have got them. And if we go into YouTube, this is YouTube. I just did a search for Steam Deck. And usually when a product comes out, you'll get lots of videos from, smaller YouTubers as well as the bigger guys. Now, Nerd Nest isn't exactly a huge station, but or a huge channel. But most of the coverage I've seen is from specific Steam Deck sites or YouTube channels, or from bigger outlets like IGN and people like that. IGN and Linus and people like that have got them. Linus, you see here, a few others, and there's not an awful lot of small guys appearing. And like I say, normally you would, the usual suspects. I mean, it's all the usual suspects. So that suggests to me that there's not that many people out there getting these. And again, it's not scientific, but it's another example of ETA Prime, or, all the usual suspects. But where are the small guys? And I would expect Gardner Bryant, he's been talking about it for some time. Really good stuff, actually, on his channel about this. Really interesting. As is Nerd Nest, for that matter. But yeah, the forks, mostly, I haven't heard of this guy, but is a smaller one. But most of them are, oh, look, there's me. It's quite a long way down. Most of the coverage seems to be from the bigger guys. And you find this with a lot of stuff, I know, but it does seem to be disproportionately so with the Steam Deck. And I think that's because they're the guys who've got it. If I'm being honest, I don't think many ordinary punters have got these things yet. I might be wrong, but I do think this is indicative of what's going on. You may disagree with me. And if you do, let me know in the comments. Maybe you've done your own poll. Maybe you know that more people are getting them than I think. But like I say, if that's the case, let me know in the comments. But anyway, look, that's all I wanted to say. it's not a huge thing. It's just that people seem to be under this false idea that Valve are doing better than Sony and Microsoft and anybody else. And they're not. Not from what I can see. And they may even, in fact, be doing worse. But like I say, let me know if you think I'm right in the comments, if you think I'm wrong in the comments. Whatever. If you want to tell me about your cat in the comments, you can. I don't mind. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and get myself a drink and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.